Institute of Learning, and I'm here to take you through this course unit, which is good and very important for us all students that are going to teach religious education in all areas. So this is a course unity that is going to guide us on how to handle religious education, be it Islam, be it CRE, so be it IRE. So it is going to help us to know the methods that we should apply as we are teaching these subjects. It is going to guide us on when to use a particular method and how to use it, the effects of that particular method, and still it is going to help us to know how to handle our teaching. So this is East Africa Institute of Learning, and this is methodology of teaching religious education, and this is the question that is going to guide you learners on how to teach a particular paper and which methods that are applicable. When you are a teacher teaching a particular subject, you should look at what method should I employ in order to ensure that the learning is taking place. Remember, when we are in class, we have different learners with different ways of understanding. Their cognitive development is different, so their IQs are different. So we look at different methods that we apply or that we employ when we are doing the teaching. So we look at the number of learners that we have and different characters of our learners. So we have to look at what method should we employ when we are handling the teaching. So the methods in teaching religious education, we are going to see different methods when you are after going through this course unit, and by the end of it, you as a teacher, you will be in a position of knowing when to use a particular method, how to use that specific method, and what are the remedies of this particular method. So the methodology of teaching this subject, it is going to guide you even to design or to make strategies of your lesson to make it productive and to make sure that there is life in class. When you are handling a class, a teacher must look at the life of the learners. When I'm talking about the life, you have to look at the reactions from the learner. Are the learners happy with your lesson? Are the learners speaking what you're teaching? Are the learners understanding? Is learning taking place, or you just teaching? So the course description, this course unit introduces students into theories and practices concerning strategies and the resources in the teaching of religious education, and in-depth critical analysis of various methodologies and the resources in teaching of religious education. So course objectives are expected goals. This is what we expect to score at the end of the day. So by the end of this course unit, the learner should be able to explain how a lesson plan is designed. We shall look at the lesson plan, the reason why we call it a lesson plan, the advantages of a lesson plan, how is it organized. So discuss the need to plan for a lesson before going to class and teach. What are the advantages of you first sitting aside and you make strategies or you plan for your lesson before going? Describe different teaching methods used in teaching RE, religious education. There are methods that we shall look at, we shall grab, we shall use when we are teaching. Still describe an objective and formulate specific ones for religious education. So those are the expected goals or course objectives. We have learning outcomes. Those are the outcomes, the things that we expect to see, to score after teaching the learners. Prepare a scheme of work. A scheme of work, this is a detailed plan that you organize for a term, Altogether, when I'm going to teach, for example, Term 1 RE, I make a scheme of work with the summary of the plans for the term. Are we together? So the scheme of work contains the topics, the subtopics, the methodologies I expect to employ. But for the difference between the scheme of work and the lesson plan, a lesson plan is designed for that specific lesson. For example, when I'm going for class on Monday, I make a lesson plan for Monday. When I'm going in class on Tuesday, I make a lesson plan for Tuesday. But for the scheme of work, it summarizes all what you're going to cover in a term. Are we together? Then write a clear objective in a lesson plan of religious education. Identify the needs and make use of a suitable scheme of work. We have organized a detailed lesson plan for teaching religious education. Then identify the need for evaluation and how to do it in religious education. So evaluation, when you're evaluating the learners, we can use different ways of evaluating. All together? We can give learners continuous assessments. We can give learners different tasks in class. We can give learners exams. So we have different ways of assessing our learners, evaluating their level of understanding, the way they reason, looking at different things. So we have the course content, table of content. We have the introduction to the course unity, government policy on religious education, the history of teaching religious education in Uganda. We have religious language. We have readiness of religion, approaches to teaching religious education, African traditional religion in a religious education syllabus. We have religious education teaches what to do while teaching religious education, role of RE teacher, what is expected of RE teacher to understand students. Perhaps structure, we call it structural materials, how to formulate objectives, how to design lesson plan, scheme of work, evaluation, and the assessment. All together. So we have setting and the making of religious education. Those are the things we have to look at as the content. Then we have the mode of delivery. How are we going to deliver this? This is now the lecturer's method of delivering, lecturing, reading assignments. We have assignments. We have class discussion, guide, discovery, among others. Then we have the instructional materials or equipment. We have written whiteboard and markers. Those are the things that the lecturer, you see, when the lecture is also programmed, it's also given strategies, it's also designed. They give you what to use, they give you what to use, they give you the materials that are applicable to the lesson. They give you everything that is necessary for the lesson to be successful. So that is the introduction of this course unit. So when we come back, we are going to start with the introduction to this course.